What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ruse Reviews, and today we are chatting about Magnet-0 by Henry Harrius and Henry Harrius Presents. So, let's get into this. Okay, so before I get into anything, I have to say a huge Happy New Year to everybody watching this channel. 2020 is in the past, 2021 is now hopefully moving forward. Well done for surviving the 2020 apocalypse. But some of you might remember in my last video, I mentioned that there was a reason why I hadn't been posting as much last year. And I'm able to now share with you that reason at the end of this review. But stay tuned, watch to the end, and hopefully you'll see why I haven't been posting as much during 2020. There is a good reason. So here we go, 2021. Let's start as we mean to go on with Magnet-0 by Henry Harrius and Henry Harrius Presents. I've never been one to buy into the hype of a magic trick. I think that just comes from purchasing so much bad magic in the past that as a working magician, I want each trick that I buy to be 100% reliable. I put my pre-order in for this the moment that the trailer came out on Facebook. Before the first comment, before the first like went down, before any hype and hoopla had been brought up, I'd put my pre-order in for this. And there's a very good reason for that. If you have ever done any PK effects ever in your life, or telekinesis, or any of those sort of effects, then you will know the power that that can have on your spectators. I myself have done many psychokinetic effects, including the fall, the pen that used to fall, the twig that used to do the same thing. I think Banachek had a version, and also the version of this, the original coin dropper, which was built into a big permanent marker which just didn't fit into my style or repertoire as a magician. But the impact that those effects have on your spectators, take it from a close-up trick, a magic trick, anything you want, to something that they create with their own mind. And I think that's the most important thing to remember with this effect. It's not about what you do, it's what they do. Magnet-0 is a way to be able to transfer this telekinetic power that you have to your spectators. You take a Sharpie, or you borrow a Sharpie, they have a coin or a key or a ring I've done it with previously, and you get them to sign their initials on the coin or the key. And then you place the Sharpie cap on the table, you place the coin or key on top of the Sharpie cap, and you isolate it with a glass. Everyone can see it, they can't nudge it, everyone's moved away from the table, and yet they, at any point, can concentrate and make that coin or key fall. Okay? Now, there is a difference between this and other psychokinetic effects. This isn't like the fall Sharpie pen or the twig, because that's balancing on the edge of something and you can see it almost tilting off, right? Everyone knows this. But with this, there's no balancing the coin on the edge of the Sharpie cap lid. It's in the middle of the Sharpie cap lid. That coin can't go anywhere unless someone forcefully nudges the table. But when this does happen and the coin does fall, it happens so forcefully and so visually that there's no way that the spectators can think of anything other than they've just made that happen. Now, I used to do the original coin drop version on big tables. I used to have everybody hold their hands. I used to place the cap in the middle on top of a wine glass with a water glass on top of that, isolating the coin or the key. And it was a big moment, and everyone would hold hands and they would all concentrate on this one moment. And when that coin fell, the reactions that I got from that have never been surpassed to this day. I don't think I've ever seen or felt a reaction quite like it, because it was visceral. Every single person on that table and everyone connected to that moment felt it happen. But now that gimmick that I had is built into something so much smaller that I can carry around and is relevant and useful to me. In fact, my prediction, ladies and gents, is this. By the time we go back to working in-person events, every worker will have one of these in their pockets. This is not a standalone routine, even though it feels like it can be. But for me, I use this as part of a different routine. So this is just one part of that routine, and it just enhances the final effect. Be creative when you're using props like this. This isn't just something falling on your command or on their command. This can be something that is built into much more than that. So what do you get in the box? Well, you get the gimmick that you need, a very well-built gimmick. I've already taken it apart and put it back together again, all the bits that I needed to make sure it charges and all this sort of stuff. And you also get a remote control. Now this remote control is very small and there are 2 buttons on it. One of the buttons is a 7-second pause. So you press that button once and you wait 7 seconds, and then that coin will fall after 7 seconds. The other button is an instant fall. So you press it once and the item will fall. As well as this, you also get a micro USB cable which helps charge the units, and you also get some other little extra things that will help with the effect as well. What are the instructions like with Magnet-0? Well, you get a 36-minute download where Henry and Armando go through the gimmick and one of the routines and what you can do with it. One of the nice little ideas they throw out there is that the gimmick can actually be used as a thumper. So you give someone the remote, you have the gimmick on you, and they can signal, whatever you need to signal via this gimmick, which is a cool little extra bonus idea. The instructions are very well taught, they're very easy to understand. It's just one shot camera and a little close up of what's happening. There's also a full performance included with the download, which is nice to see in a tutorial. I don't know where the guys are, I think they might be in Thailand or China or somewhere, but they can see out across this vast cityscape, and it's just some guys chilling on a balcony having a drink, and Henry performs this effect for them and blows their minds. Another thing that I found particularly interesting about this gimmick is the auto off function. Now, as a worker, this is a lifesaver for me. When I turn the gimmick on and I go and do the event that I need to do, or the table that I need to do, or the gig, whatever it is, I don't want to have to keep remembering to turn that gimmick off, right? So what Henry has added is this auto off function where the gimmick will turn off after 5 minutes, saving you battery. Personally, I think that's genius, just having a little auto function that just turns the gimmick off when you're not using it. Really cool, really smart. Turning the gimmick on and off is really easy as well, and loading in the charging cable is really easy as well. Now, when it comes to charge, you only really need to charge it between 30 minutes and an hour. It really doesn't need to be charged that long. I think they mentioned that time frame and not to go over it. I'm not sure why they say not to overcharge, but if it's got a good battery, then it should last. And it does have a good battery. I played with this for about 9 hours yesterday. On and off, not just constantly for 9 hours, but on and off. I performed it, I think, maybe 70, 80 times, and it still got charged. In fact, I think it could have gone on for a lot longer than it did. I think they say you only really need to charge it once a week if you're performing with it. So yeah, really good battery life. I haven't tested the battery life in the remote yet. It does come with a battery, but I'll probably change it out for maybe more of a brand name battery that I'm more comfortable with and will know will last me longer. But yeah, so far, battery life, really, really good. So that's it, guys. A really quick, really nice intro start to 2021. Magnet-0 by Henry Harrius. Like I say, if you're a worker, I'm sure this will be in your pocket by the end of 2021. If you know how strong these effects can be, used within the context of a routine or building up for one special moment, get it, because you'll know that the reactions you get will be unsurpassed. Remember, this takes you out of being a magician, a close-up trick, a card trick, whatever you want, and it becomes something that happens in your spectators' minds. It's a hell of a lot stronger. So guys, thank you very much. Stay tuned because I've got a little announcement, but I will see you all very soon. Happy 2021. Let's smash this. Okay, so little announcement. As I said in my last review, I have been kind of busy during 2020, and that is because I've been working on releasing an effect to the community. In fact, I've been working on releasing a few things to the community, and it's weird being a reviewer. I'm now on the other end of the cannon. So most of you might know of a company, if you're a close-up magician in America, called Copeland Coins. I've been working extensively with Jeff Copeland and Rick Holcomb to produce my perfect, in fact our perfect, Akito box. This is Akito box magic. As well as this, I'm filming a tutorial, a teaching called Brass Class, which I will show you the teaser to after this, with Copeland Coins, and that will come with the box and it can be purchased separately. And also I will be putting out 3 of my go-to walkabout Akito box routines as well through Copeland Coins in a project called Akito Fly. So here we go. Here's the first ever teaser release of Brass Class by Copeland Coins and myself. So hope you enjoy. Links are below where you can get everything.